Hey, thanks for checking out another No BS social media update. You know what? I know these are basic topics, but I'm amazed every day at how many people still need help with the basics. They just delve in and start rolling around with social media, and they don't really necessarily have a game plan. They don't necessarily have a thought process. And we've talked about game plans. But more importantly, they get too obsessed with the number of fans, followers, and friends they have, the quantity of people that are following them. That's how they judge if they're doing a good job. But while, yes, the quantity of fans matters, the quality matters even more. I don't care if you call them fans, I don't care if you follow or call them followers, friends, whatever it is. I don't care if it's on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or Instagram or Google Plus or no, wherever the social media site is. Yes, the number of people who follow you, who pay attention to you matters. Because naturally, if you've got a million people paying attention to you, you can potentially sell a million widgets, a million albums, whatever. But let's be realistic. Are those numbers real? People talk all the time about the number of fake profiles on Twitter, the number of people who aren't engaged on Facebook. And you know what? They may like your page and then never interact with you again. That's why, yes, the quantity, the number of people is important. But more important to that is the quality of people. I had an artist, and I've talked about this before, who had a manager who was obsessed with making sure they had at least a million plays on every YouTube video, and they'd go out and buy them if they had to. They were obsessed with having millions of fans on Facebook. They were obsessed with having millions of followers on Twitter, and they went out and bought them against my recommendation. And you can find ways to buy them online anywhere. And they ended up losing a few million. They ended up losing a few million plays from YouTube when YouTube went up and busted them. And their Facebook numbers would fluctuate massively. I mean thousands a week up and down based on those fake profiles getting caught, being deleted, whatever it is. And there was something I taught them, that if you went to Facebook and you go to any fan page and you click on the thumbs up, the number of likes button, if they don't have it hidden, you can look and see where their most active fan base is. I've got some artists based out of Texas, so having a Houston, having a Dallas makes sense. I've got, media personalities based in Nashville, and Nashville would be the most fans, or at least somewhere in Tennessee would be their most fans. But when you start seeing, Istanbul, somewhere in Poland, somewhere in Russia, somewhere in China, they're bought. They're fake. They're not real. And are you really helping yourself? Sure, to the untrained eye, it may be impressing people. But to the people who know, the people you really want to impress, it's not going to impress them much. Sure, you want to grow the base. The more people you have at the base, the more people you have to interact with, the more people you have to engage, to sell, to whatever. But let's say you had 1,000 people who would go to the end of the earth for you. Let's say you had a tribe, as Seth Godin calls them, 1,000 people who would do whatever you told them to do. Hey, I need you to retweet this. Hey, I need you to go out and buy this. Hey, I need you to be here at this time. Now imagine, as your audience grows, making that 1,000 people, 5,000 people, or 10,000 people. You can be one of the biggest superstars in the music business, in sports, in movies, in TV or whatever. But if you can't get them to do what you want them to do, if you've got 14 million Twitter followers and you're a movie star, shouldn't you have, at least 14 million people going to see your movie? Now I realize that doesn't necessarily equate to what's going on. But scale that down to having people, to more realistically, having 5,000, 10,000 people who will do what you tell them to do. I've told the story often about Prince, who once put together his own package after he left Warner Brothers and had written slave on his face and sold a package online to his true believer fans. And I read a story that he made more money off that package. He sold 100,000, 200,000, whatever the number was, of CDs, stuff from his vault. He made more money off that than he made off his combined money, his royalties, his whatever money he got from the movie Purple Rain, from the Purple Rain tour, and from the Purple Rain soundtrack. There were so many other people he had to share that with. When he took it in-house, when he had to share it with nobody else but himself, he made more with less people. So think about the quality of fans, followers, and friends versus the quantity. We'll also talk about ways to build the quantity, because yes, quantity does matter. But there isn't a week goes by, maybe a couple of days go by, when I'm not talking to somebody about quantity versus quality. Another No BS social media update next Tuesdays. We've decided Tuesdays every morning pop up right there on YouTube. We've also got them on our intensitysocial.com site as well. More basic social media, no BS philosophies coming your way next week. Thanks.